Hi, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I'm going to be discussing with you Outliers and the scattering. I thought it was upside down. I always do because of the writing. It's kind of weird. But anyways, it's both by Kimberly McCreight, I believe that's how you say her name. I always am bad with names, so yeah. But these are two really great books, and this last one, I haven't looked it up yet. I probably should have done that. But this is the first one, and this is the second, and I think there's another one after this. There should be, because this left like a huge cliffhanger. So I'm excited to read that next one. I really thought that this was like a duology or something like that. Actually, I thought this was the last book, but then I saw that she came out with this one. But anyways, I guess either it's going to be a series or a trilogy. I'm going to discuss them both at the same time just because they're not new books. They're somewhat new, but they're not super, super new. And I just kind of want to mash them together since I've read both. So the first one is basically about a girl. Her name, oh my gosh, I know it's Wiley, but I always forget her last name. But anyways, a girl named Wiley lives with her dad and her brother. Recently, her mom died in a car accident, and they don't know what it's for. They just know that it was a car accident, and it was kind of weird. She left one day for milk and she just got in a car accident and died, and it's really taking a toll on her. She can like feel things that other people, you're not sure if they can feel it. This is kind of a discussion, by the way. The first part of this I am going to make spoiler free, and then the second part is going to be spoilery. So anyways, she feels so many emotions, and she has panic attacks, and she can't leave the house, and she had to quit school. Just the impact of her mom dying is just horrible on this girl, and I really felt for her. Like, this just reminded me of, I don't know, maybe I've had anxiety attacks before, and it just really brought that back, but not in a bad way. Like, I think Kimberly McCreight really writes in a way that helps people who have had anxiety attacks and maybe help people who haven't understand. Like, I wasn't too sad reading it. You know, it didn't like give me flashbacks or something. That's stupid. I wouldn't get flashbacks, but it my panic attacks weren't that bad, not as bad as hers, but she's still very understanding writing about it. Um, and I'm so glad I don't have them anymore because this just reminded me how bad it can be. But she just feels a lot of emotion, and she has trouble dealing with it. And she has a friend named Cassie who really doesn't help much. Her friend's been really wild lately. They kind of became friends early in life, and because Wiley was getting teased, and Cassie just wanted to be her friend because she didn't really like the girls that were teasing her. She wanted to kind of stand out. But lately, she's been in with that crowd in high school, and it's really taken a toll on Wiley as well. And her brother is just, he seems not to like her. Her dad is a scientist, and he puts a lot of devotion into that, or a lot of his passion is for science, and he just, a lot of his attention goes to that, and a lot of his attention goes to Wiley because she's suffering so much. And Gideon, her brother, is just, he's handling it. Yeah, he's handling it a little bit differently. And so their dad doesn't have as much time for him because he has to help his daughter who is having panic attacks. I do think that he could have been nicer to his son as well, but his son makes it hard for him to be nice. And his son isn't having the same kind of I don't know, depression. At least it's not showing itself in the same way that it is her. And it's probably easier to take care of a girl who's having a panic attack, you know, something you can see, and you know what it is, than someone who's being mean and lashing out, which is basically what her brother does, this whole book. He's not in a ton of the book, so you don't have to worry about that too much if you don't like siblings fighting. I know I hate it. It makes me sad. But yeah, so I have a brother, and when we were younger, we used to fight all the time, so it reminded me of that. Of course, this is much worse. Um, but anyways, her friend one day disappears, and she doesn't know where, and she starts getting weird cryptic messages on her phone text from her best friend, and she doesn't know why. And one day, Cassie's kind of ex-boyfriend shows up at Wiley's house, and they both have got a text that they need to come help Cassie. They need to come get her and not tell the police, not tell anyone. She's in some sketchy stuff and she just needs them to come. But she doesn't say what it is. It's all really sketchy, and they make the horrible choice to venture out and try to go find her. And basically that's what this book is about. It was really exciting and I loved it. This kept me on the edge of my seat. So many weird things happening because you have no idea what's going on with Wiley. You don't know why she feels so strongly. You don't know anything about her friend, about where she is, or the kind of messed up stuff she's got in, because Wiley kind of goes into it, but she hasn't really been there to see everything Cassie's been through. So she doesn't know all the dangerous things that Cassie might be in with. She thinks like maybe she's in with a gang, maybe she's taking meth. I think my dog's at my door. Maybe she's taking meth. Maybe she is, I don't know, with a cult. She really has no idea, and it's so sad to see, I don't know, this girl who has so many issues try to save a friend who is obviously not very deserving of her. But it's also just a really great book, and just seeing these two characters, her friend's ex-boyfriend and herself, who are very, very different, just both strong, interesting personalities go on this adventure, was really just cool to see and to figure out. So definitely recommend it. I'm gonna let my dog inside. As you guys know, I don't usually edit my videos, so y'all are gonna watch this. He's here. The reason I don't edit is because I suck at it. I might try to cut that out, but hey, but I don't know. Anyways, oh, the second book, The Scattering. Okay, so this is still going to be non-spoilery, even if you haven't read the first book. I'm going to be very vague about the details. But The Scattering, the second book, you basically know what's up with Wiley. You know that Jasper is still dealing with, in a very serious, depressed way, he is trying to deal with what happened in the first book. Her dad is trying to help her get through this still. He doesn't understand everything that's gone on. He's trying to, and her brother is still mean to her. Again, I love this book all the same. I love this book, even though it wasn't quite as exciting as the last one, just because I knew everything that was going on, but it still threw me for a loop sometimes. I had no idea that certain events were going to happen. At the end of the book, I got so mad because just something happened. I did not expect it. And then I got so happy and excited because something else happened that was just so exciting and awesome. Anyways, I definitely recommend both these books. If you have not read them before, get ready for the next one. I'm going to have to look and see if it's out yet. I'm so excited for it. I really want to know what's going to happen. They're really great books, and I don't know, it's like kind of a thriller mystery, sort of. More the first book, I feel, is more thriller-like. The second one, I guess it's a bit, but I haven't read a lot of thrillers, so I can't say that for sure. It's more mystery, I think, in the second one, and I was very confused about some events in the second one. Like, you didn't really know. I knew what was up with the characters, so that's why I said it was not as exciting as the first one, but I was still confused about some things because there are definitely questions that are not answered right away and things you kind of have to figure out, and you think you know the answer, but then you don't. So I think this is good for like all ages. There's nothing really awful in it. There's awful things that happen to these characters, but it's obviously written in a way that a lot of different people of different age groups and backgrounds can read. So this concludes the first part. If you don't want to be spoiled, please do not watch this next part because I definitely don't want to spoil it for you. So yeah, now I'm going to get into the talk. Anyways, the Outliers. Okay. My dog's looking at me weird. What's wrong? Anyways, the Outliers really, it it scared me at times, like more than anything. Just well, not more than anything. I was really confused about some things, but just when Wiley and Jasper, if you have seen this book, they stop at this gas station on the way to find Cassie, and they get in a car with someone else, because their car is mysteriously not working once they get there. It was just working, but now it's not, and this couple just happens to want to help them, right? And is happening to kind of be going in the same direction they were. And really, I wanted to trust these people, but the man in the group was real sketch, and the woman was acting really weird, like she was uncomfortable with what she was doing, and she should have been. They both should have been. But anyways, when Wiley reaches over and feels for the baby and feels that there is no baby, like I was so worried. I was like, is there gonna be a baby there? Is the baby evil? Is it not a baby? Like I didn't really know that there wasn't going to be one. Like these people are clearly lying and it's terrifying and you're stuck in a car with them. Like girl, I was so worried and scared for her. And I'm sorry, my thoughts are going to be all over the place. Just because it freaked me out so much. I get freaked out pretty easy. So that was enough to just make me freak out. I was so worried. I was like, one of them's gonna die. Something bad's gonna happen. Anyways, when they pull over and they finally go on the run again, they escape these people. I was so happy that they did, but I really thought they were gonna get caught again. And they kind of did, but not who they thought they'd get caught by. It was that crazy man out in the woods, and I'm still suspicious of him. Like, did he have anything to do with this whole conspiracy, this whole thing that is going on? Like, Wiley's an outlier, so she can feel emotions, other people's emotions, and so many people are after her. Like, was this guy part of this? Or did he know about it and want to help them? Because he just let her have his truck. I mean, she kind of had to fight for it, but it took not enough convincing, I feel like. I feel like after reading the first and second book that this really, I don't know, I think he might have known a little something and wanted to help these kids get away. And okay, I have to start talking about stuff I like about it. I I mean, I did like those things, but some good things. The slow burn like relationship with Jasper and Wiley is great. I am so happy that it didn't just rush into things because I really hate that most of the time. Um, every once in a while, it's like, it's cool, it's okay. Like Romeo and Juliet, I still like that, even though it's so stupid and they fall in love so fast. But I think a lot of that was like they're kids basically still, and they're raised to be like they're kind of pushed in that society, that middle-aged society, to be an adult very, very young. So I think that their emotions and their hormones just kind of were running wild and they took it too far. But in this book, the characters are both very young and they don't do that, which makes sense because there's no time for them to do that. And this is her best friend's ex-boyfriend. So really, their relationship doesn't take away from the plot. I feel like it adds. I feel like if she had gone by herself, it still would have been interesting, but not as interesting as her going with her friend's ex-boyfriend. So I really did like that. And Cassie annoys me. I know she had problems, but she makes me so mad. I really never liked that character. I felt sorry and pity for her sometimes, and other times I was just like, get over yourself. You know, Wiley is trying to push through for you. Could you push through for her? I feel like even her last act to save Wiley and him was a little bit. I know she was trying to help them, but it was a little cruel, you know? Like, I feel like she was like, okay, I'll just kill myself. Like, it's not just that I think she was taking like an easy way out, because burning to death is obviously not taking the easy way out, because that's what she does. She starts a fire on herself to make a distraction so Wiley and Jasper can get away. Um, from this group that's kind of captured her and made her draw them in. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. If you haven't read this book, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But I feel like, did she not think, that is going to destroy your friends and your ex-boyfriend? Just the way she thinks is so childish to think, okay, killing myself is the right distraction. Like, no, and maybe she didn't mean to. I don't know, because her pants kind of caught flame, and maybe she didn't really mean to die. But if she did, I just feel like she has a very, people might disagree with me or get mad at me, but I think that's a very childish mindset to think, I'll just kill myself. That's probably what they want anyways. Like, no, it's not. Like, that's going to destroy them, and it does in the second book. Moving on to the second book, I am furious that Wiley's brother is still so mad at her. I get that he is angry, and he's going through a lot too, but your sister, your twin sister, has just been through a horrible, dramatic incident, and like, you're still being a jerk to her. You're ignoring her, and maybe you don't know how to express your feelings, but you sure were able to a little bit at the end of the book, weren't you? Like, once you realized you had done wrong. And still, even at the end of the book, when he apologizes to her, he's not even apologizing for being angry. Maybe a little bit. He's kind of putting that in there, but he's still not mature enough to say it, or brave enough. He's just, and he's so gullible to know everything that's going on and to believe that, like, to believe the people that your dad's trying to stay away from, because he emails this man that he knows his dad doesn't like and didn't want to give information to, and gave him information anyways because this person lied to them and he believed them. Like, I get that your dad doesn't give you the attention you probably need, but that's a lot. I know he's young, but it makes me so mad. If he was an adult, he would have very little excuse. Since in this book, they're all, are they 16 or 17? I don't know, but anyways, they're still minors. They're young, so I get it. I get it. You're angry. Your emotions, you're just learning how to deal with them, and how to act more like an adult, even though you're not one yet. And I get that it's hard, but like, could you not show a little more sympathy towards your sister? Like, do you not love her? Do you? And I think he does. I think he just doesn't know how to show that. Just tell me what you think if you've read this book, because it just, it made me so mad. Well, not him, but Wiley, when she is in the center, she gets captured in the beginning, or close to the beginning, and she gets put in a hospital, and there's all these rumors about, you might have a virus, you might have strep, that might have caused this to happen to you, that might be why you feel so many emotions. It makes no sense, but that's what some doctors are saying, or at least what they're pretending to believe, to keep girls hostage. And since they couldn't, like, get her dad to agree to this, apparently, they just kidnap her, and I don't see how any of that's legal. And then, when she's in the hospital, Jasper comes and he's like, come on, let's get out, and she's like, no, I have to warn them. And then she doesn't. Like, I know there wasn't a lot of time after that to warn them, but there was some. I feel like you could have told a few girls before you left. Because she left with him eventually anyways, without any of them. Like, I don't know. And this girl that's blocking her, Kelsey, who's not really Kelsey, she's like blocking Wiley and not letting her feel her emotions. Like, all these girls are outliers, and this one girl is blocking you. She knows what it's about, and you just trust her a little too much, I feel like. I know you're in a bad situation, and you want to trust somebody, right? But I feel like she should have trusted Jasper and maybe tried to get out and come up with a plan with him, because it worked out a little better that way anyways. I know eventually things went sour, but like south. But still, I don't know. I'm not saying she's dumb. I'm saying that I think she should have stopped and thought about things. I would have done things a little differently, probably still would have screwed everything up, because I know myself, and like, in that situation, I'd probably still be freaked out, and I'd probably do worse than her in the end. But she, I just would have done some things differently. And then at the end, when she goes back and the police take her in because they think that she started the fire, I hate that they just concentrate on her. Maybe they can't find the guys who like kind of kept these girls against their will, but it seems like they're not investigating that at all. They don't care about that. It's just, you might have started this fire. Um, you probably are a murderer. Like, I mean, I get that evidence is kind of piled up against her and it might look like she's a murderer, but you aren't even looking into, like, the police aren't even looking into this this whole thing with these men and women and doctors and scientists taking a whole bunch of girls from their homes, lying to their parents, and putting them in a faculty and not letting them leave. Like, how is that okay? I don't understand. I don't get it. It made me so mad. But at the end, when you find out her mom is alive, I think that's going to be so beneficial for her later in life and now. I think she is going to get out of juvie, and hopefully they will smooth this thing out. Hopefully they find her dad, but it's just like her dad could be dead, and this woman is telling her, her lawyer is telling her, you have to be realistic. Your dad's almost been gone a week. Like, he could be dead, and he probably is. But knowing this book, maybe not, but realistically, if this wasn't a book, he would probably, they would think, he probably died or got killed or something. And but now that her mom's alive, her mom comes back at the end, so maybe her dad's alive too. I don't know. Or maybe she's gonna write it. Maybe Kimberly will write where, her dad dies and she has her mom back. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I hope they're all a big happy family at the end and she's dating Jasper. And I really hope there's like something at the end that says, oh, they got married later in life and they still visit their parents and they all get along. And, she has a daughter that has the same thing she has and she gets to raise her, with all that she's learned. That would be great. That would be great. That's probably not going to happen, but I just want it to so bad. Anyways, that's the end of my like rant talk. If you haven't read, I'm so sorry. I know this is probably so confusing because I really didn't explain things. I just jumped in and started talking. Thanks for listening and staying anyways, if you have stayed this long. You have some patience. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have a channel. I like checking out other YouTube channels about books especially. I usually check them out, but then I don't write a lot of reviews, and I'm sorry about that. Or reviews. I don't write a lot in the comments. I do every once in a while, but I'm just bad about it. I'm bad at getting back to people or giving feedback, and I don't know why. I guess I'm worried I'll write the wrong thing, or I'll just put it off and I'll be like, oh, I should write them later, and then I won't. So, if you tell me about your channel and I don't write something, it doesn't mean I didn't look at it and that I just lied to you. No one said anything. I just wanted y'all to know that. So, anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!